Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashtrabastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspadaanashchanmannu Divisida Sadhanam Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Shruti Spruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Sadashiva Samarambam Shankara Acharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Padyanta Vande Shri Guru Paramparam Om Shri Shankaracharya Swamine Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Virjam Karavavahai Tejaspinavati Tamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Bhanurekha Bhagini.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Yajnashishtashinas santaha muchyante sarvakilbishaihi Bhunjate te tvagam papaha ye pachantyatmakaranat.
Good. Next. You're calling out the name?
Yeah, Veena Fanishri Bhagini.
Yes, ma'am. Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Anna bhavanti bhutani Pajjanyadanna sambhavaha Yajnat bhavati pajjanyaha Yajna karma samudbhavaha
Yajnah karma samudbhavaha.
Yajna karma samudbhavaha
Okay.
Yajna bhavati pajjanya Yajna karma samudbhavaha.
Okay.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Karma brahmodbhavam viddhi brahmakshara samudbhavam. Karma brahmodbhavam viddhi brahmakshara samudbhavam. Tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityai yajne pratishtitam.
Second line again.
Yes, sir.
The second line.
Tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yajne pratishtitam.
Next.
Rajeshwari Shiva Shankar Bhagini.
Ram sir.
Ram Ram.
Evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartaya dihayah agayurindriya ramah mogam partasya jivati agayurindriya ramah mogan partasya jivati.
And in the first line, it is not diha, tiha. Na, vartaya, tiha, yaha. That is tha. Okay?
Padikkanma?
Padigo.
Evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartayati hayah agayurindriya ramah mogham partasya jivati.
Good. So we'll go to the next shloka. Yeah. 1 second. Before going to the next shloka, no, I just thought we'll have a quick summary of what is that we have seen in Karma Yoga as of now. Because there are a lot of things that we have spoken, we have talked about. So I thought I'll just give a small summary, brief summary for 5 minutes. Now, when you look at it from the perspective of Karma Yoga, what is Karma Yoga is those samsaris, people who are living a samsari life or living in this world with their families, etc., if they are also interested in knowing the knowledge of the self, then Karma Yoga is the path. Jnana, the sannyasis, etc., they are going to contemplate on the self and Atman and Brahman themselves, and they are going to dedicate their entire time only for contemplation, and they have no other responsibility towards anything. They are only looking at it from the perspective of gaining the knowledge. So sannyasis are going to gain knowledge by contemplation without any responsibility. Whereas other people who are interested in mumukshutvam, right? Like the people who are interested in knowing the self or Atma, if they are not a sannyasi, the only route is Karma Yoga. Okay. So what is the Karma Yoga you going to do? Whether it's Karma Yoga or sannyasa, at the end of the day, the individual has to have knowledge of the self. That's it. Even a sannyasi should understand himself. A sannyasi should get the knowledge of himself as Aham Brahmasmi. A Karma Yogi also should have the knowledge of himself as Aham Brahmasmi. Okay, so there's a Karma Yoga or a sannyasi. At the end of the day, both of them should understand themselves that they need to have the knowledge of their own self, being the Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, everything. Okay, that's what it is. But now this other person, like now if you look at that way, I can say all of us are mumukshus. We are all now trying to understand ourselves. Why are we trying to understand ourselves? We are trying to understand because we feel that the purpose of life, the life that we have taken in this bhumi, the purpose of life is something totally different than what we have been thinking. And the purpose of life is to know ourselves. That is what we have understood. And then our Vedanta, Shrutis, and Bhagavad Gita, everything has told that Atma is different and Atma is eternal. And one should understand the Atma. Once somebody understands the Atma, he is a liberated person. That is what our Shrutis, Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, everything is talking about. So now the other important thing is Vedas also say the purpose of life is to liberate yourself from the cycle of samsara of birth and death, birth and death. That is what has been told to us. So we are now been very fortunate to get the human body. So we will be able to have an opportunity for understanding ourselves when we are in this human body only. So people who are all now trying to understand themselves are all mumukshus. So now all of you are now thinking about self. What is this self? What is the purpose? So the mumukshus who are already in a grahastha ashrama or in the kind of a family kind of a setup, the path that they need to take is a karma yoga. Okay, that is what it is. Now, what is karma yoga? Why is karma yoga important? Karma yoga is able to provide what is called chitta chutti. Okay, that is, it is going to clean up your mind. It is going to make the mind absolutely clear. Only when the absolute mind is absolutely clear of clutter, then knowledge can come in. So, whatever we are now talking about karma yoga is primarily for our own chitta chutti, our own atma chutti, our own cleansing of our mind is the primary purpose of doing karma yoga by all of us. By doing that, we are able to have a clarity of mind. And only when the mind is clear, knowledge can come in. When the knowledge coming in for both sannyasi as well as karma yogi is same, then they understand the self. So that is what is told in the scriptures, and that is what Bhagavan is also telling. Then what is this karma yoga? The karma yoga is karma binds. Any action you do is going to bind you. It is going to create an attachment. And secondly, what is that kind of action we are doing? We are driven by the world of things. If you look at it, all of us, we have got certain aspirations for a lot of things, and we are driven by that. So we find that the external world is going to provide us with the sense of happiness. It's going to provide us happiness, peace, everything we think. But what we find is that every time we pursue certain things externally, we find that the happiness is short-lived. So what is the Vedanta and other things telling is that at the end of the day, you will not be able to get your peace by pursuing things outside of you. You have to start looking at it from yourself. You have to understand it, Atma. Once you understand Atma, it is Suddha, Ananda, Brahmananda, Chaitanya Atma. That's what has been told. So what is Karma Yoga is the good help is that you are now running after outside world. But now I am not telling that people who are all of us, we should not go out, go running in the world. We have to do that because we got a responsibility. Okay. So when there's a responsibility, we have to be interacting with the external world, right? So for what does God say? God says, Niyatam kuru karma tvam. You are supposed to do what you are supposed to do. If you are a mother, if you are a father, if you are a employee, you are a resident, anything, then you are supposed to ensure that what you are supposed to do at any point in time, you are supposed to do. And you are supposed to do it with a dharmic way, not a you can earn money in a dharmic way, not going to adharmic way, because we are all mumukshus. So what it is telling is that you can do what you want to do. Sorry, you have to do what you are supposed to do. You cannot shy away from responsibility, be it for your family, be it for society, be it for anything. The other thing it is telling is that karma is going to bind you. The reason why karma binds is that we have attachments. Attachments create, we saw one shloka, Dhyayat Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Pajayate, Sangat Sanjayate Kama. We found the cycle. So once you have attachment drives desires, then desires will be able to drive anger. Anger will make you absolutely confused. A confused mind is not able to have a vivekam, and then absolutely it is getting killed. So killed means that the entire process is killed, and the mind is not in a position to become further contemplative. So what it is telling is that you have to come out of attachment. Attachment is the root cause of everything. So whatever you do, you have to ensure that I am not going to get attached, but at the same time, I am not going to shy away with my responsibility. So that is what has been told. The second thing is what is Karma Yoga telling is that you should not be selfish about only yourself. You have to ensure that whatever the God, not the entire Kala Chakra has been already started. It has been going on for billions and billions of years. You have to ensure that the Kala Chakra is sustained. So you have to have a yajna attitude. Yajna means the entire universe has got to be, should not have any problem because of you. So the Kala Chakra has to be supported, which means only when you are able to do your portion and you are also looking at everything else, be it a Bhuta, other Bhutani, or Pitru, or Devata, or Manushya who are in need, you take care of them. So it says that do not be selfish. Ensure that you are going to allow rest of the creation of the God, be it be moving or removing things that God has created. Everything is God's Swarupa, Ishvara Swarupa. You have got a responsibility of supporting that. So that is a yajna, because everything should be supported. And once you support that, they will definitely support you. Devan bhavayata dena te deva bhavayantuvaha. We said, no, we do that and they will be able to take care of you. You support the right cause of taking care of a river. River will give you plenty of water and you can have a lot of agricultural produce. So that is what God was telling, that you need to have a yajna. Yajna means 5 types of major yajnas we talked about. Bhuta yajna, Deva yajna, Pitru yajna, then Manushya yajna and Brahma yajna. So all these 5 things. And he says even Vedas needs to be sustained. Like all of you are now reading Bhagavad Gita. You may have to ensure that it is sustained not only for you, next generations it should take on. Because in the Kala Chakra, we are there only for a short period of time. And we have to support this entire system which is running for billions of years to further run for many more years to support many of the Jiva Rashis and the entire creations of this thing. So in the last shloka that we read yesterday was that this chakram, evam pravatidam chakram, na anuvartiyati hayah. The person who is not supporting this particular Kala Chakra to be moving, then he agayuhu, he is a sinner. He is Indriya Ramaha, he is only bothered about his own sensory pleasures. And then Bhogam Parthasa Jivati, he is leading a wasteful life. He had lived for 70, 80 years, but at the end of the day, it is a wasteful life. And before we go to the next shloka, there's a small, beautiful story. The thing is that when Raja was talking to his minister, and the Raja said that all the people living in my country are all very good people, fantastic people. Minister said, no, I have my own opinion. Not that everybody is good, everybody is not really concerned, they're all selfish people. Raja said, no, everybody is good, everybody is fantastic in my thing. Then the minister said, okay, let us have a small kind of testing as to how good these people are. Then what happened was that the minister said, okay, I'll do one thing, I erect one big tank within the town. We can reach the tank only by going on a ladder. We'll tell that on one particular date, everybody has to go and put milk into the particular tank. and everybody should take a small katori of a small cup of milk and put it into the tank. So let us see how good is the milk, whether it's full of water or it is full of milk or it's a mixture of both. That will very clearly tell how many people are able to contribute like that. So then what happened was the day came and everybody was asked to go, and then everybody started going up and pouring and coming back. Then when the Raja and the Mantri went and saw, they found only water was there. Then everybody thought that somebody will put milk and then we can enjoy that. So what is the message is that we cannot think that somebody else will take care of our nature or God's creation. We have got our own rule. So everybody has to contribute. That is what Bhagavan says here, that evam pravartitam chakram, we have to anuvarti, na anuvarti, we all have to be anuvartayiti. We have to ensure that we are going to follow this particular thing and ensure that the Kala Chakra continues to go on. That is the biggest yajna, that's what he is telling. And by contributing to that, again, what happens is Chitta Chutti takes place. You are able to have, mind is getting further cleansed up when you do this yajna for the sake of other people, then only thinking of what is that I want to have it for myself. So we have to come out of Raga Dveshas and then start ensuring that we not only have our own responsibility to deliver, but we have to also look at a bigger social cause and bigger ecological cause. That's what we finished yesterday, and we'll start going for the new one today.
Sai Lakshmi Bhagini.
Namaste, Mahoday.
Namaste. Yasvat marati yaha
Yaha
tu. Just two. Atmarati reva
Atmaratireva
yaha tu atmarati reva become yasvat marati reva.
Yasmat Maratireva
Yasvat.
Yasvat Maratireva
Tu atmaratireva. Yeah, tu atmaratireva becomes tvatmaratireva. Tu atmaratireva becomes tvatmaratireva. Yaha tu atmaratireva becomes yasvatmaratireva.
Yasvat Maratireva
Syad
Syat
yasvatmaratireva syad.
Yasvat Maratireva Syat Yasvat Maratireva Syat
Atmatruptascha manavaha.
Atmatruptascha manavaha Atmatruptascha manavaha
Yasvatmaratireva syad atmatruptascha manavaha.
Yasmat Maratireva Syat Atmatruptascha manavaha Yasvat Maratireva Syat Atmatruptascha manavaha.
Next.
Sharad Chavan Mahodaya.
Yasmat.
No. We are going to the next line. You just 1 minute.
Okay.
Atmanyeva cha santushtah.
Atmaneyava cha santushtah.
It
Atmaneyava cha santushtah.
is primarily Atmani eva. Atman eva. You say Atmani.
Atmaneva cha santushtah. Tasya karyam vidyate.
Savachamanji, we'll wait for that. Santushtah.
Santushtah. Atmaneya cha santushtah.
Second. Atman eva cha santushtah.
Atmaneva cha santushtah. Atmaneva cha santushtah.
Tasya karyam na vidyate.
Tasya karyam na vidyate. तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते
आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते
आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते
Next.
Srimati Bhagini.
यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः
Srimati Bhagini. Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
नमस्ते महोदय
नमस्ते
यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्याद् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्याद् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः
नेक्स्ट
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते
आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते
नेक्स्ट
K. Lalita Bhagini.
the first line 2 times
Yes, sir. Yasvaratmaratireva swad. Yasvatmatratireva syad. Atmatruptascha manavaha. Yasvatmatratireva syad. Atmatruptascha manavaha. First word came wrong.
Atmarati means happy with his Atma. Atmarati eva. Yaha.
That one I has come a little wrong. Estvatma. Where should I stop, sir? Esvat? Esvat.
Yastvatmarati reva syad.
Esvat marati reva syad. Yasmat marati reva syad. Atmatruptascha manavaha. Is it okay, sir?
Yeah, good. Next.
Sri Lakshmi HR Bhagini.
The second line.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते
Next.
Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
नमस्ते महोदय
Namaste. First line 2 times.
यस्यात्मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः
Next.
Lakshmi Bibi Bhagini.
Second line 2 times.
Lakshmi Bibi Bhagini.
Atmanevascha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate Atmanevacha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate.
Next.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
Both the lines twice. Both line once slowly.
यस्मात्मतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मनेय च सन्तुष्ट तस्य कार्य न विद्यते
Okay. Next.
Hashmira Bhagini.
Yeah. Can you chant it slowly once?
Yes,
Both
sir.
lines.
Yasvatmaratirev स्यात्
आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते.
Good. We chant once again.
Yes, sir.
यस्याद्मतिरेव
No, one second. Sarachavan, can you mute your audio if you don't mind?
यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते.
Good. Next.
VB Veena Fani Shri Bhagini.
Once the two lines, please.
यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तः समानवः यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तः समानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते.
One more person, then we'll go to the meaning.
Bhanu Rekha Bhagini.
यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्याद् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते.
Okay. So the meaning of this is that yaha, two means however, yaha atmaradireva syad atmatriptascha manavaha. Now the person who is able to abide in himself, in his self, and is absolutely satisfied and is at peace and happiness with him. The one who is absolutely in peace with him is not going after the world of objects, but he is content and is very happy with himself and is able to get into himself and be with himself. Then Atmani eva santushtaka, he is also extremely happy with the self. Then those kinds of people, they are not going to look for some external world of objects to provide happiness to them. So he says that tasya, for those people, karyam na vidyate, there's no need for these people to do any kind of karyam because they are already able to be at peace and happiness with them. So they are not going to run around the world for getting happiness. They are already in that nirvana stage, they are able to get that because they are able to be atmanyeva atmana tuttaha. So that's what we saw in Siddha Prajna. Atmanyeva atmana tuttaha Siddha Prajna se dochade. So these people are Siddha Prajnas. So they don't have to do anything because they are very happy with themselves. So they don't have anything. Other people, what do they do? They do a lot of karma. I'm telling you, not the mumukshus. Other people do karma. When they do karma, then they are continuously looking for happiness in world of objects. They do certain things to get something, and then they feel that they are going to be happy. So they do that. But the karma yogi, when he is going to be there, he is going to have a different kind of a bhava. The bhava is that I am supposed to do a karma because I need to do the karma. You cannot say that Netam Kuru Karmatvam, whatever is you are responsible for, you should do the karma. But he is not going to put the results in front of him. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma paleshu kadachana. So those karma yoga people are like that. No, they do the karma with an attitude of need for doing the karma without any attachment and without any desires, but only for sake of doing it because they have to do it. And these people are already the other people. Atmanyeva atmana tuttaha. These people are people who are able to be absolutely happy with themselves, and these people do not have anything to do. Okay, so they already got a level of atmanishta. They have gone to the atmanishta, so they have got nothing to do, nothing to perform. And secondly, there's no kartrutvam also in that. They don't feel a doership. Even when they do something, they don't think that they are doing it because they are in Atma, they always abiding in Atma, and Atma is a non-doer. So they have come to that level of having a feeling that na kartrutvam. I am not the doer. I am just, the body is doing. I am not a doer. That is the level to which these people can go to. Na kartrutvam. Only when you say I am a doer, ahankara comes in. I did this, I made this. When you say that I, the ahankara comes in, that small I. But these people, though they may be doing something, they are very clear that na kartrutvam. They feel that they are not the doers. So that is this level of people And they are all actually people who have been able to know themselves. They have been able to liberate themselves. Next.
Sai Lakshmi Bhagini.
Namaste.
Namaste. Naiva tasya
Naiva tasya krute nartha. Naiva tasya krute nartha.
Nartha.
Krute nartha.
Naiva tasya. There's some disturbance. Is somebody keeping their audio open? I want everybody to keep the audio muted except the one who is chanting. Otherwise, it gives a lot of disturbance. Naiva tasya krite nartha.
Naiva tasya krute nartha. Naiva tasya krute nartha.
Na krute neha kaschana.
Na krute neha kaschana. Na krute neha kaschana.
Naiva tasya krite nartha. Na krute neha kaschana.
Naiva tasya krute nartha. Na krute neha kaschana. Naiva tasya krute nartha. Na krute neha kaschina.
Kaschana.
Kaschana.
Next.
Sai Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
Asak. Sorry. Something like that. न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु
न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु
कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः
कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः
न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः
न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः व्यपाश्रयः.
Once again.
न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः.
Next.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
नैव तस्य कृते नार्थः नाकृते नेह कश्चन.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
हाँ भगिनी, नैव तस्य कृते नार्थः नाकृते नेह कश्चन. नैव तस्य कृते नार्थः नाकृते नेह कश्चन.
Next.
Lalita Ramachandran Bhagini.
न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः.
न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः. न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः.
Next.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
First line 2 times.
नैव तस्य कृते नार्थः नाकृते नेह कश्चन. नैव तस्य कृते नार्थः नाकृते नेह कश्चन.
Next.
Srimati Bhagini.
Second line 2 times.
Yes, Mahodaya. न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः. न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः.
Next.
Thank you.
Vijayalakshmi R. Bagini.
Both the lines together slowly once.
नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थः नाकृते नेह कश्चन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कच्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः.
Good. Next.
K. Lalita Bagini.
2 lines together.
Yes, sir. नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थः न कृते नेह कश्चन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः.
Good. Next.
Gurumurthy Mahodaya.
Both the lines once.
नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थः न कृते नेह कश्चन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः.
One more person before we go to the meaning.
Anupama Bhatt Bagini.
नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थः नाकृते नेह कश्चन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः.
So we were just in the previous shloka, we looked at a person who is Atmanyeva Santushtah, Tasya Karyam na Vidyate. The person who is already in peace with him and happy with him, he has got nothing to be doing because he is very happy with himself. So for that people, for those kinds of people who are in Siddhaprajna or also people who are in Atmanishta kind of people, even if they do something, if they're doing some karma, because of that karma, nothing they are going to be expecting out of it. Because they are already forgot, they are already very clear. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma paleshu. So there's no artha. Whatever they do, there's no purpose for them that they can do it for the sake of somebody. Okay, one. And even if they don't do anything, also there's no issue for them. Whether they can do something or they don't do anything, in no way it is going to serve any purpose for them, whether they do it or not do it. Nacha asya sarva bhuteshu. For those people, there is no dependence. Karchid artavya pashtrayaha. There is absolutely no dependence for these kinds of people on anybody else in the world or anything in the world of objects. So these people who are already having a kind of atmanishta, they don't have to do anything, nor if they do anything also, they are not going to get any purpose served for them. And there is no dependence for these people on anything in the world or anybody in the world. So they are absolutely with themselves. Okay, that is the level to that which these people have gone because they have realized themselves. Naiva tasya krite nartah na krite neha kaschana nacha asya sarva bhuteshu kaschid artavya pashtrayah. There's no dependence for these people on anybody or anything in the world. Now, what is emotion? Emotion is primarily the attachment or dependence we have on somebody else or something else. That is the kind of attachment itself is that you are dependent upon something. Emotion is again dependent on something else to be good for you to be happy. So you have a lot of dependence. We have a lot of dependence. We have our dependence is there on multiple things. If you just look at your own life, we'll all feel that our happiness depends on multiple factors which are outside of us, not inside, outside of us. It may be on some people, it might be on some world of objects. Okay. So there is a lot of dependence that we have from external things for our happiness. But these people, there's absolutely no dependence on anybody outside, anybody or anything outside of them. And they have nothing to do, or even if they do anything, there's no purpose that's going to be served for them. So that is that is these people. Okay, next.
Krishna Pavani Bagini.
Namaste.
Namaste. Tasmad asaktas satatam.
Tasmadasaktas satatam. Tasmadasaktas दशक्तः सततम्
कार्यं कर्म समाचर
कार्यं कर्म समाचर कार्यं कर्म समाचर
तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर
तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर
Very good. Next.
श्रीलक्ष्मी HR भगिनी
नमस्ते महोदय
असक्तो
असक्तो असक्तो
हि
हि
आचरन् कर्म
आचरन् कर्म
he and acharan karma becomes hyacharan karma
ह्याचरन् कर्म
asakto hyacharan karma
असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म
paramapnoti purushah
परमाप्नोति पुरुषः
asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushah
असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म परमाप्नोति पुरुषः असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म परमाप्नोति पुरुषः
Next.
शरद चवन महोदय
तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर
तस्मादसक्त सततं कार्यकर्म समाचरः
Once again.
तस्मादसक्त सततं कार्यकर्म समाचरः.
Okay, next.
लक्ष्मी बीवी भगिनी
Yes.
Second, asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushah
Asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushaha. Asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushaha.
Good. Next.
काश्मीरा भगिनी
The first line 2 times.
तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर
Good. Next.
श्रीमती भगिनी
Second line 2 times.
Yes, Mhodaya. Asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushah. Asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushah. Thank you.
के ललिता भगिनी
Both the lines once slowly.
Yes, sir. तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म परमाप्नोति पुरुषः.
Good. Next.
भानुरेखा भगिनी
तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म परमाप्नोति पुरुषः.
Good. Next.
ललिता रामचंद्रन भगिनी
Yes.
Both the lines once.
तस्माद् असक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म परमाप्नोति पूरुषः.
Next.
विजयलक्ष्मी आर् भगिनी.
तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म परमाप्नोति पूरुषः.
So now Bhagavan is addressing to Arjuna, and he is addressing to Arjuna that he has got to act. He is of the very firm opinion that Arjuna is not fit for sannyasa. At this point in time, Arjuna has to act. He has got to do karyam. That is, he has got to be engaged in the present requirement of him. So he said, what is Arjuna being advised now? Tasmad, hence, asakta satatam karyam karma. Without attachment, you ensure that you are going to do the work always. Whenever you do a karma, always ensure that you are not going to be attached to it. But you will do it samachara, you will do it very well. Just because I am not going to be bothered about the result of the action, it doesn't mean that I can be casual in the way I do my job. Now the responsibility warrants that he has got to do and act at this point in time, but he has got to act without attachment. He says that always ensure that satatam karyam karma, always ensure that you are going to act what is needed at that particular point in time, and the act should be samachara, it should be acted very well, but it should be acted without attachment. Why? Asakto he means because asaktaha acharan karma. When a person is going to act and do the karma with asaktaha, that means without attachment, will be able to achieve the God. Paramapnoti purushaha. That person will be able to attain the ultimate. So he says that you cannot shy away from responsibility. You have to do the thing that is warranted of you at any point in time. And you have to also do that very, very well, but ensure that you are not going to get attached to it. Only those people who are not attached to whatever they are doing. Attachment is what? Attachment in the sense that I am the doer. I am doing this because I want to get the result. I am doing this because this is the pala I want. No, I am doing it because I need to do it. Have that attitude and do not get attached to that action of yours. And when you acharan karma, when you do the karma in that way, you will be able to obtain the ultimate. So he is again hitting on asaktaha. If you look at that way, what are the primary causes for many of the problems that we have is saktaha. We get attached. Sangaha, we also, again, I'm telling the same shloka, Sangateshu bhajayate, Sangha sanjayate. So Saktaha is attachment. So he is very, very clear and again telling that do not get attached. Without attachment, do what is to be done. It may also be applicable to all of us in our life. We got a lot of responsibility to be delivered. I'm not telling that we as a family person should run away, but we got a lot of responsibilities we have. But we need to ensure that we do all of them very well. Karyam, karma, samachara, we have to do that. But at the same time, we have to be very, very conscious that how do we ensure that we are going to bring in that little sense of detachment to anything that we do. But it does not mean that we run away from doing things. We will have to do things for our own people, for our society, for everybody at large, what we are supposed to do. But there has to be always a kind of calibration in the mind that I need to get detached. I am not going to put the pala in front of it. I am not going to do this karma for the sake of getting that return. I am doing it because I am supposed to do. I'm doing this for my children because I am supposed to do this. Nobody else can do this. I am doing this in my organization because this is what my company expects. Because you are doing it in a dharmic way. You're not doing it in a adharmic way. But you need to have this type of a thought process in you whenever we do things. That only will bring in antakarana shuddhi. But antakarana shuddhi will not take place immediately. Arjuna is being told now in the second chapter, the 19th shloka, these kinds of things. And ultimately, only after listening to 18 sloka, 18 chapters of another 625 slokas only, Arjuna says, okay, I'll now do as per what you say. So we have got long way to go, but he is now giving you all these kinds of nuggets of advice that you need to do very well. Everything, you cannot run away from your responsibility, but ensure that you are asakta. You are not going to get attached to it. Okay. That's the meaning that we have in this. And secondly, we also have to be very, very clear that whatever karma yoga that we are doing is primarily for antakarna shuddhi. Antakarna shuddhi precedes, karma yoga precedes antakarna shuddhi. Antakarna shuddhi precedes jnana. And jnana is what we are looking for it. Jnana is moksha. For a sannyasi, he will be only straight away going in for jnana. Whereas people like us, if you are going to only karma, we are not muksha. We are another person. But now all of us are in this process of understanding ourselves. We are karma yogi. So we are going to start looking at how can I do my own responsibilities and karma as a karma yogi. So when you karma yoga becomes a kind of a it precedes antakarna shuddhi, and antakarna shuddhi precedes jnana. Only when antakarna shuddhi is good, jnana can come in, and only when jnana can come in, we gain moksha and liberation, and then we'll be able to have atmanyeva atmana tushtaha. We'll be able to do that, and we'll be able to know how we are able to come out of the bondage of samsara once and for all. So that is what he is now building up. Okay. Next, we may have a question now. Now he is telling to Arjuna about doing the karma. So he is also now going to give a lot of examples. Next.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
Karma naiva hi samsiddhim.
Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim. Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim.
Astita janakadayah.
Astita janakadayah. Astita janakadayah.
Karma naiva hi samsiddhim. Astita janakadayah.
Karmanaiva hi samsiddhi astita janakadayah. Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim astita janakadayah.
Good. Next.
Veena Fani Shri Bhagini.
Loka sangrahamevapi.
लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि
Sampashyan kartumarhasi.
सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि सम्पश्यन्युकर्तुमर्हसि.
No, in Sanskritam, Pashyan means the person who is seeing. Some Pashyan means seeing it very well. Okay. Some Pashyan, Drishyan. No. So Pashyan means seeing. Some Pashyan kartum arhasi. Arhasi means you are entitled to only that. Arhasi. Tamil we say argadi. So it is arhasi. Sampashyan kartum arhasi. Sampashyan kartum arhasi.
Sampashyan kartumarhasi. Sampashyan kartumarhasi.
Loka sangrahamevapi. Sampashyan kartumarhasi.
Loka sangrahamevapi. Sampashyan kartumarhasi. Loka sangrahamevapi. Sampashyan kartumarhasi.
Next.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
Karma naiva hi samsiddhim astita janakadayah.
कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम् आस्तिता जनकादयः कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम् आस्थिता जनकादयः.
Next.
Gurumurthy Mahodaya.
लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि.
लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि. लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि.
Next.
Sai Lakshmi Bhagini.
The first line 2 times.
कर्मणैर्नहि संसिद्धिम् आस्थिता जनकादयः कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम् आस्थिता जनकादयः.
Next.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
Second line 2 times.
Yes, sir. लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि. लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि.
Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
2 lines slowly once.
कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम् आस्थिता जनकादयः लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि.
Next.
Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
Both the lines
Namaste,
once.
Mahodaya. कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम् आस्थिता जनकादयः लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि.
Good. One more person.
Bhanu Rekha Bhagini.
Yes. कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम् आस्थिता जनकादयः लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि.
More person.
Srimati Bhagini.
Yes, Madhya. कर्मणैव हि संस्थितिम् आस्थिता जनकादयः लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि.
Very good. So now if you look at this shloka, it says that samsiddhim is liberation. Liberation has been achieved. Astita is liberation was achieved by people like Janaka. Janaka, they means Janaka and others. Others, I think they have taken the name of Ashwapati. Ashwapati is the father of Kaikeyi. He was the Keikaya kingdom's Raja. So Janaka and Ashwapati, like those kings, etc. Karmana eva. They were all in action only. They were all responsible for managing the kingdom. So they were doing that. Karmana eva samsiddhim mastida. They were able to achieve liberation. So they were in action and they were able to achieve liberation, like Janaka and Ashwapati, etc. So what is that these people are doing? Loka sangrahamevapi. So they have been, Janaka was the king of Mithila. So because he is the king of Mithila, he has got a responsibility of Rajya Paripalanam. He has got to take care of his people. And he has got to ensure that the kingdom is protected, his people are protected. Not only protected, but he also had to ensure that all his people were properly led in the right direction, in dharmic way. So Loka Sangraha Mevapi means he did not want his people to also fall out of dharma. He wanted to ensure that his people also follow dharma. So all these things he understood very clearly, and then he did the Raja Paripalana. Okay, so it is not necessary that somebody has to be only a sannyasi to get jnana. Even a Raja Rishi like Janaka and Ashwapati, they were able to be doing paripalanam of their Rajyam. Okay, but still they got liberation because they were very clear. They got a purpose. The purpose is being a Raja I need to take care of my people. I need to ensure the welfare of my people. I need to ensure that they're all properly brought up with dharmic qualities. So that is the thing that they very clearly understood, some question. Then that's what they did. So what he is now, God is telling that it is not necessary that you have to run away. You can be responsible for a huge thing. Do that to ensure that you are able to take care of the entire humanity with you. Change the thing. I may be giving a wrong example sometimes, even some of the leaders whom we all will be watching, they're also doing a lot of things. They're trying to ensure that a lot of good things are done so that everybody follows. So that is also a responsibility. That is also a karma yoga only. They are not doing it for their own purpose. They are doing it for the sake of the humanity to be taken care of, the country to be taken care of. So he says that even Raja Rishi like Janaka did not give up his responsibility of Raja Paripalanam. Loka Sangrahamevapi Sampashyan Kartum. So he was able to take care of his own people by doing karma. Karmana eva samsiddhim he was able to get. He was able to get liberation being in action only. So understand this. Then somebody, if Janaka wanted, Janaka was already a Rishi. He was able to know himself. He has already gone to Atmanishta and all. But still, he was very, very clear that he has got to do this responsibility. He could have taken sannyasa and gone. Happily, he could have gone. He would not have any botheration about his kingdom or anything. But he decided that I'll take care of my people and I'll do this kind of a thing. And he was doing that. And that is also perhaps his prarabdha was he has got to be a king. Because all of us carry the prarabdha which we need to take care of it in our birth. So his prarabdha was to be a king. But he led a life of a Raja Rishi and a Karma Yogi. And he is not only Karma Yogi, he had already become a Sita Prajna and he was a person who had understood himself. So what he's now telling is that don't shy away and run away and say, I have to go to Himalayas for knowing myself. No, we have to be in the samsara. We have to be in the society with our families. But we need to change our attitude of what we are doing so that we will be also able to get liberation or samsiddhim. That is what is the meaning of this shloka. So perhaps we'll close with this shloka, and I'll chant the 4 shlokas that we did today. Yasvat maratireva syad atmatruptascha manavah atmanyeva cha santushtah tasya karyam na vidyate naiva tasya krite nartah na krute neha kaschana na chasya sarva bhuteshu kaschidartavya pashtrayah tasmadasaktas satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushah karma naiva hi samsiddhim astita janakadayah loka sangrahame vapi sampashyan kartumarhasi. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Sir, how many years have you been teaching this? I can't hear you.
No, this is the first time I am having an audience like this.
But you are teaching so fluently as if it seems you have been doing this for long years, So detailed explanation you are giving. It is very excellent.
Thank you. Whatever little bit I know, I'm trying to share. That's it.
No, it's not a question